Millie Lair, a graduate student, another one of the transfers, came over from Wofford, helped the Terriers to the Southern Conference Tournament Championship and an NCAA tournament appearance a year ago, both firsts in program history. The all-time leader in hitting percentage for Wofford. Just shy of 35%, if you can believe that. And you better believe that Nicole Smith is having an impact here in the first set for the Tribe.
She's been dominant. Third kill is from the outside on the left. You know, it's that right hand with power, and she's gone cross-court a number of times.
Sosanovica tries the cross-court set, slipped though with her right foot, gives a bit of a free ball to William and Mary, and the block attempt falls short. Lair and Nelson were there, angled it just too far down, and a quick timeout taken by Lenica Vasquez. One of the big things that Lenica Vasquez talked about with us before the game was the ability of the team to be able to take a deep breath. It was really cool listening to the way that she was describing it. Anytime the team has a heart rate over 120, that's where she gets into the brain starts to get a little bit out of control. You got to find a way to settle it down. If you go over 150, forget about it. That's fight or flight mode. So one of the big emphasis points for this team is to find a way, as you see here, coaches off to the side, players doing their thing, just to settle everything down, make sure they're back with level heads.
It was crazy listening to her talk about the threshold, right? That they quite literally measure that at 120 where you are, when your heart beats at 150 where you are, and that you're not in command of your decisions in that spot. This is an intelligent group. This is a young group. And remember, Kinley Gomez is not playing today. We could talk about all the stats in the universe, leading the team in kills, great from the service line, all that. She's also a mental leader on this team. When you get to a point like this, she is the rock in terms of the conversation in a spot like this. And so I think for Northeastern, what the answer that we get over the next 3, 4, 5 points comes down to how do you do exactly what you just described and calm it down, especially without Gomez.
Well, earlier in the season when they were hosting the Northeastern Invitational, every time Lenica Vasquez took a timeout, Northeastern came out with an answer on the other side of it. Whatever they were doing was working, and they have a big impact here as they'll have a free ball. Lair, back set from Sosanovica to Lair, and the slide play works. How about that out of a timeout?
Yeah, they're living on the pivot. I mean, Lair has been unstoppable. She's got those long arms, so she's not even jumping crazy high, but she can just kind of palm it down. Here it is.
Drawn up
good
to
luck.
Perfection.
Yeah.
Cooper out of the break. And now with those two setters on the court, William and Mary has the answer.
A little miscommunication at the net front as to who is going to grab there. But, you go back to a couple plays ago in that finish by Lair. It's so hard defensively to commit a double or a triple block to somebody when you're pivoting out of the middle.
Amy Schwem from the service line. The receive from the Huskies a bit off, but somehow a great pass from Koanui up to the front of the net. Gave them a good chance at it. Back and forth at the front. Lair powers it over. From the back row, how about that from Catherine Arneson?
Hey, look at the lefty, huh? Down the line that time. She sprayed it all over, right? Her shot decisions have been great. She's gone down the line, she's gone back row, she's gone soft, and there have not been a lot of answers to what she's doing mentally.
They try to go to Smith on that near side, over to Lair, the tip over. Blocked back, bit of a free ball here. Koanui sets, joust at the front, blocked by the Tribe. Back set to Lair, it worked last time. How about twice?
They're closer to figuring it out, but close doesn't really count. I mean, that is, again, just big time coming off to her right. She's cross-fired it, kind of the same deal on the other side. She's come into the block, through the block, and I'll tell you what, if that block is late to commit, you've got no shot.
Yeah, the big emphasis for the Huskies this year is establishing the middle as the serve from Lair goes into the net. Ruins a little bit of that momentum, but they really want to play inside out today with Kinley Gomez missing. Establish that middle, the presence with Lair, Stavronidis, Daniels, you name it. but they also don't want to be predictable. They want to change up the way that they're attacking the outsides as well. Just because everybody in the gym knows you're going to the middle and they change it up, go to the outside there as it works. They don't want everybody in the gym to know where it's going.
No doubt, and that's why you got to get both outsides rolling, right? You've got one on one side with Lair when she's in there. Now it's time to get Smith rolling on the left, and she'll play all over, but we've seen her on the pin on the left-hand side against that single or double block. She's got to find a way to do exactly what she just did there, because she does that. This is an offense that all of a sudden becomes twice as hard to stop.
Carly Cooper checks back in to head to the service line for the Huskies. Coach said she's the unsung hero of the team because of the way she can rally the team from back there. But because of the execution from the Tribe, she'll only get one shot at it.
Power. This is as good of a set as William and Mary has played all year. I mean, the way that they have connected, the way that they have found their outsides, everybody has been a part of it offensively.
Malcolm on the serve. Daniels just has to push it over. Free ball here. Malcolm sets to the outside to Arneson. Looked like it may have been tipped over, but ruled that it wasn't sent long.
Just slipped on the outside of the antenna on the way through. But again, you talk about it for William and Mary. You've got 3 different players with at least 3 kills in the set.
Northeastern working every inch of that pin-to-pin area at the front of the net. Serve, receive, tried to go over there to Esposito, but the middle's hold again. Daniels comes up with a big block.
Those two, right? Daniels, Stavronidis. Good luck. I mean, that is so difficult, the size and the strength on that right-hand side.
Good serve from the Huskies. It's William and Mary out of system. Dug out there by Smith. They go over to Stavronidis. How about Schwem with a diving dig? Tried to go again, but Nelson was Johnny on the spot.
Well, they're committing the block to Myers, which I think anybody on earth would do. And it's allowing Arneson some opportunities. It's a setter's decision, right? Are you feeding your kills leader, or are you feeding the one who's getting, fewer bodies committed?
How about that pass from Amy Schwem over to Maddie Myers? Didn't have a good handle on it, somehow able to angle her body to put it in a perfect place. And that's the big thing that Ryan Adams said about her ability to get this offense moving. The senior from Illinois, her distribution, her consistency, and her ability to play defense as well really just allows the Tribe's offense to keep flowing.
Well, you're talking about it, right? The setter's decisions. Are you going to go to Myers versus the double, or are you going to go to Arneson on the right side? They've gone to Arneson. She's been very good when the block's been late to commit. But I'll tell you what, you don't want to get away from Myers for too long, because even when there are 2 around her, she's dominant enough to sneak it through, and she does that there. It's also, who do you trust to close out, right? You win the race to 21. You have the lead. Where do you want the ball to go? The answer most often is Myers, and your best player in terms of terminating from the outside.
Northeastern put a bit of a run together, down by 5. Closed the gap to 2, but then Myers with the big response warrants the timeout from Lenica Vasquez. You don't get to carry him over, might as well use it, with the lead for the Tribe back up to 3 and just 3 away from closing out set number 1.
Again, I've been so impressed when you talk about a 3-point difference in the opening set with how William and Mary has served. You watch it here, right? Bella Easton has served very well. Who does she pick out, and how does she get bodies moving? As long as she stays away from Koa-Nui, they've been in good shape.
Easton on the serve. Cooper sets the middle. Quick play to Daniels. She just couldn't get her hand on it. The Tribe go to Myers, but it's blocked. Daniels makes up for it on defense.
So William and Mary wins the serve game, and Northeastern comes back off of a free ball and does that. That's the great equalizer, Georgia Stavronidis. I mean, watch it, right? You're perfectly in system for Myers, but that double block is tough to get through.
Daniels at just 5'11", Stavronidis at 6 foot. But they made every inch of it count. Again, that last point. And they'll go back to Stavronidis here on the offensive side of things. Now Easton sets over, but another block. Georgia Stavronidis back-to-back has the Huskies back within 1.
I mean, what'd you say about Carly Cooper? She's the most unsung player on this roster. She took a howitzer and kept it up, and that sets up what Northeastern does there. Big response out of the timeout.
The plot thickens. Koinui puts it over. Easton sets across, and a perfect placement. You couldn't ask for a better one. Painted the corner, did Maddie Myers.
Well, we just saw what happens when the block doesn't get there, right? You've got no chance with where she can put it, and they've gone to her 3 times out of the timeout to try to put this set away.
She's third in the CAA this season in kills for a reason. Tip over by Lair in the changeup. Gets a big swing and a miss from the blockers up front for the Tribe.
Pointed right at the bench and the assistants. So obviously it was a conversation, and watch it, right? Block is there. She's gone power, 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 and then just dinks it over for the biggest point so far of the day.
And at this point, how big was that challenge from Ryan Adams? It would be the other way around, 23-22 in the Huskies' favor if he hadn't. Gabby Reeves from the service line. Serve receive goes over to Nicole Smith, but it's dug out by Koinui. There'll be a free ball here for the Tribe. Easton sets middle, trying to go back to Smith. Now Sosanuvica, and a what the power there by Jay Nelson.
How do you replace Kinley Gomez? The answer is you don't, but you can start to with plays like that. Nelson ends up one-on-one, single block is there, and Birchka just couldn't stay in front of it.
Easton sets across to Smith again, but the dive from Koinui just couldn't get there. Heads up play from Nicole Smith as the Tribe one away from closing out set number 1. It'll be Lindsey Karen from the service line. It's in play. Trying to set middle again. Lair went for the tip. Tribe were ready for it. Nicole Smith, was it tipped? Initially looked like she was trying to make the argument. No, Northeastern will keep the point, and we'll go to extras here in set number 1, tied at 24.
Good volleyball so far on both sides. Two teams that need it, right?
Saitva Krishnamurthy puts it in play. Tic-tac-toe on the serve receive, but Smith didn't get enough of it. Trying to go back middle, and that's pushed out of bounds by Malcolm. And that is where the middles for Northeastern start to become an issue. She had to think about it.
Well, now the question is, if you're William and Mary, you're going to Myers or you're going outside right?
Krishnamurthy, it's in. Easton, back to Smith, it's tipped, but dug out here. Sosanovica had it at a tough angle, just couldn't get that pass where she wanted it. Smith in a bad spot.
Yeah, she was just she had no chance there, just for where her momentum was going. And now, can you serve well? And the biggest point so far for Birchka.
Oh, look at that at the front of the net. Sosanovica tried to rise up, but just didn't quite get her right hand in time there. And the front line of the Tribe have the answer.
And the answer was Birchka did serve well. Doing it again right here, trying to win it.
Audrey Birchka, the sophomore, hasn't got much playing time throughout this first set until now. Comes in at a huge moment. And the tip over gives a good opportunity for the Tribe. Smith finds the middle and closes the deal in set number 1 for William and Mary.
Miscommunication, I think, but boy, what a well-played first set between these two teams. Intensity in this one.
Game of runs. First it was the Tribe, then it was the Huskies, but William and Mary has the final say. They'll go into set number 2 up by 1.